This is your normal webcam. This is the built-in cam from Mac. Unimpressive, right? You wouldn't expect a lot coming from a built-in video source, and you don't get a lot. That's kind of the whole point. Is it comes with a laptop. Every laptop nowadays probably has a built-in camera of sorts. It's probably running 640 by 480. I don't even know the resolution. I probably could look it up, but I'm too lazy to look it up right now. But this is what you see typically when you are in a web conference, let me see if I can expand that a little bit. Can you see that a little bit better? I'm just expanding the size to 16:9. This is what you see in every Zoom call, and every Teams call, and every WebEx call. Most people have this picture quality. And it's okay, right? It's blurry as hell. But it gets the point across. It certainly does. But what if you could up your game? What if you can go to a 1080p level? Even 720 level. Let's just go right to 1080p. I have my workhorse, my Logitech Brio. My Logitech Brio is hooked up right here. I'm going to switch it to it right now. Look at that quality. A marked difference between the built-in Mac camera. And for those of you who want to present anything to anybody and sell anything, why wouldn't you upgrade to this camera? I bought this camera for 5 years ago for $149. That's the best $149 I've ever spent in my entire life. This thing has lasted the test of time. This thing has spent thousands of hours with me on conference calls, on WebEx calls, on Teams calls, on Zoom calls. I've created tons of videos and content with this camera, needing nothing else. And honestly, that's really all you need. 1080p, pushing through the Logitech Brio for $149. I think now it's actually gone up in the last 5 years, which is amazing. I think the last time I looked on Amazon, it was $168. Again, the best money you will ever spend. Let me get this boom way up here on a camera. And it's fantastic. The quality is fantastic. The color's fantastic. The lighting is good. It's a little blurry over here, but that's okay. That's the lighting's problem, not the camera's problem. But I wanted to up my game even more. So I spent some time researching and looking and finding and researching again, watching tons and tons of videos on the best video blogging camera available. And I couldn't afford it. Those were like $6,000. I don't need a $6,000 camera. I want one. I just can't. I can't see myself ever spending that amount on a camera. I'm not a billionaire. But I wanted something that was affordable and could do the job beyond the Logitech Brio. Again, fantastic camera. If you have $168 to spend on a better camera than you're looking at right now, than you have right now with your built-in bullshit camera that you have on your Mac or your Lenovo laptop, buy that Logitech Brio. You'll never regret it. Plug and play, go. But if you want to up your game a little bit, you're in sales, for example. You present all the time, for example. You do video blogs, for example. I am not a video blogger. Well, maybe kind of I am. I just talk about Zoom most of the time. I work for Zoom. I am a distinguished architect for Zoom. I am not a spokesman for Zoom by any means. I am not a figurehead for Zoom. I just talk about cool technology. A lot of times that has to deal with Zoom. But I'm talking about cameras right now. And this camera, the Logitech Brio, hands down the best money you're going to spend. So good that I've upped my game to another camera. I decided I needed even a better camera than that. So what I did, I researched a ton, and I went with the Sony ZV-1 camera. I don't know how long this camera's been around. I literally saw reviews back probably 3 years ago. And I can't say enough about this camera. I'm going to switch to this camera right now. Remember this camera. Built-in camera from Mac. Upgraded Brio camera. ZV-1 camera. Huh? You want to see that again? Brio camera. ZV-1 camera. That is a marked difference right there. I'll be fully transparent with you. That camera on Amazon right now, $698. I did not spend $698 on that camera. I spent $551. I bought a refurbished one. Mainly because I could. Mainly because I don't know that there's a marked difference between a used camera and a brand new camera, other than they both work. And if they don't, I send it back to the Amazon. They don't run out of quality the longer they run, right? It's either it works or it does not work. It's 0 or 1. So I got one, and it works. Fantastic. It's a fantastic camera. I'm not going to say it's plug and play, though. Like, you need a little horsepower to make this thing work. Out of the box, it's not even going to work with your laptop or desktop. Out of the box, you have to download some Sony software. I think Imaging Edge is the name of it. If I'm wrong, I'm sure somebody will tell me. And that gets you to that gets you to 720p level. If you want to define that as HD, go ahead. That's fine. Again, that wasn't good enough for me. I already had a 1080p camera with the Brio. Why would I go down to a 720p? And by the way, it was actually just as good as the 1080p of the Logitech. I wanted to go 4K at a minimum. Well, that's not true. I wanted to go to at least 4K. At least 4K. I can't go to 4K. I can local recording. Like, I'm going to do some video vlogging or record myself on my desktop. I can go 4K. But every single piece of web conferencing software, you're going to go 1080p at the most. So that's what I bought this camera for. A 1080p camera with amazing quality and an amazing experience. But in order to get to 1080p, I had to get a Camlink 4K. Because out of the box, it doesn't work. The Sony SV1 does not work. Out of the box, you have to download the software I just told you about. That gets you to 720p. But in order to get to 1080p and higher, you need a Camlink or some sort of video interface that could do all that horsepower for you. I had the hardest time getting this Camlink 4K to work. And I struggled. And it turns out to be a power supply issue. I plugged this damn Camlink into every single port on my left monitor, on my right monitor, on my docking station. It would never work. And then finally I plugged it into my Windows laptop. Worked right away. I'm like, what the hell? So I actually took my Apple Mac out of the docking station, plugged the Camlink right in, boom. So it's a simple power issue. So if you're having that problem, God bless you, man. And save your hours of troubleshooting and just listen to me. Plug it right in. The fix is I can't do that because I have so many accessories I have to plug in to a bunch of USB ports. And it's more, my Mac has only 4 USB-Cs. That's not nearly enough for me. So I'm going to have to get a powered USB dock, and plug it in that way. But look at the quality of this thing. I'm not going to go into settings. I'm not a hardware reviewer. I'm just saying that this is a marked difference. And if I was in sales, which I am, I would certainly put the money into buying a camera that is going to up me above the competition. Competition's fierce in every sales organization, in every sector, and every siloed vertical that you want to go into. When you want the best camera possible, or at least one that makes you stand out above your competition, the Sony ZV-1, I can't say enough things about. And thank you, Lee. I know who you know who you are. And thank you, Tom. You know who you are. For guiding me along and telling me some amazing things about this camera before I bought it.